Good day dear students, welcome back. In today's video we are going to discuss fruit formation, that is the fourth event of post-fertilization. Okay, moving back to post-fertilization events, if you remember, the very first one is endosperm formation. Okay, once the endosperm has completely formed, that becomes stimulus for the embryo to develop, right? Embryo development becomes stimulus for the seed formation, right? And now seed, imagine seed has completely formed, seed has developed, that is ovule has transformed into seed, right? Now once the seed is completely matured, the seed has completely formed, that will become the stimulus for the fruit formation. So what will happen over here? Ovary will, or you can say the entire ovary will transform into fleshy part, and that is nothing but a fruit. Okay, so as I told you, ovule is transformed into seed, ovary is transformed into fruit, right? Okay, so you can see here, as I told you, ovule matures into seed. Once the seed has completely formed, now ovary will develop into fruit. Okay, so ovarian wall, okay, you can see the wall of the ovary, okay, the outermost wall becomes the wall of the fruit. Okay, and that fruit wall is now referred as pericarp. Okay, see, wall of the ovary is now nothing but wall of the fruit, and that is referred as pericarp. Okay, you can see the picture here, pericarp, the outermost, okay, I can say that pericarp is differentiated into three more regions. Okay, the outermost layer, you can see this reddish part is called as exocarp. Exo meaning always outside, remember this, exo, outside. So pericarp is differentiated into three regions, I told you. The outer one is the exocarp, outside. Okay, what you can see outside is the exocarp. Okay, when you cut open the fleshy part, what you eat actually normally is the mesocarp. See this, imagine this is an apple. Okay, no, this I cannot consider as an apple. Why? Because I will tell you the example. Imagine this is one particular fruit. Okay, this is the exocarp. The fleshy part what you eat is the mesocarp. So it is middle. So meso word, remember this, mesocarp. Okay, and then the layer which is, or the region which is nearer to the seed is called as endocarp, remember. So pericarp is differentiated into three layers. You can say exocarp, mesocarp and endocarp. Okay, and beneath, or you can say inside the endocarp, there will be seed. And as I told you, seed has got the seed coat outermost, then it has embryo, and if it is endosperm is there, then we say that this particular seed endosperm is there, so we say that this is an albuminous seed or endospermic seed. Okay, so this is a typical example of the fruit. Now you know that fruits are classified into two categories, like fleshy fruits, very juicy fruits, and dry fruits. Everyone knows the examples of dry fruits. Groundnut we can say, fleshy fruits, mango we can say, papaya we can say, fleshy meaning juicy fruits. Okay, so fruits are normally classified as fleshy fruits and juicy fruits. Okay, apart from this, there's one more also, we can say one more classification of fruit is there. Okay, the fruit which is formed from ovary, that fruits are referred as true fruits. Now you will be wondering, these are true fruits, meaning there will be false fruits? Yes, there are false fruits. Okay, so false fruit meaning they are not false, like they are fruits but they are not developed from the ovary, or you can say, see this part. Okay, this part is called as thalamus. Everyone knows this is thalamus, right? Thalamus is the part wherein the floral parts develop from that region. You can see sepals, petals, then there is ovary here. Okay, so this is the thalamus part from which the petals or sepals arises. So this part. There are some fruits, okay, all the processes will be taking place normally, like pollination, fertilization, double fertilization, everything will take place. But apart from ovary to transform into fruit, what happens over here? Thalamus is transformed into a fruit. So thalamus will be helping in the formation of the fruit. Okay, so here the floral parts of the flower is also helping in the formation of the fruits. Okay, a typical example of this particular fruit, the fruits which are formed from the thalamus. Okay, the typical example is apple. So I am telling you, I have not told you that example, that particular fruit as apple, because the reason behind it is this: apple is a false fruit. Okay, why I'm saying false? Just remember, false fruit meaning the fruits which are developed from the thalamus and not from the ovary. There are many fruits. Apple you can say, then you can say strawberry also. These are some examples of the false fruits you can say. Okay, so this is about the fruit. So I was telling you about this true fruit. You can see grape here is given. Okay, so this will be exocarp, mesocarp and endocarp. So this is the typical fruit. Okay, whereas this fruit is formed from the thalamus part, and thalamus from the fruits which are formed from the thalamus parts are referred as false fruit. You can see the picture here. Here the pericarp is mentioned here inside. If you cut open the apple, okay, what you can see inside, just nearer to the seed is the pericarp. Then there will be, and normally this portion, pericarp, mesocarp, endocarp, we are not eating. We eat the fleshy part, and this fleshy part is developed from the thalamus portion. Okay, so this is nothing but the true fruit and the false fruit. Remember, only this thing you should know. True meaning the fruits which are developed from the ovary, false meaning the fruits which are developed from the pericarp. False fruit which are developed from the thalamus. Okay, now there is one special mode of formation of fruit wherein the female gamete itself undergoes development. If you remember an example in case of animals, I told you there are some animals wherein they reproduce parthenogenetically or parthenogenetically. Why I am saying? Because in these animals the female gamete itself undergoes development and will give rise to new individual. If you remember, I told you about female turkey. Okay, in the chapter 1, that was reproduction in organism, wherein the female itself give rise to new individual. It is a kind of asexual reproduction, no involvement of male over here. So that is parthenogenesis in case of animals. Whereas in case of fruits, this same process is referred as parthenocarpy. Remember this thing, parthenogenesis in case of animal, parthenocarpy in case of the plants. Okay, same, there was also the new individuals were formed after the parthenogenesis. Here also the fruits are formed. We know that end result is the fruit formation, right? So fruits are formed without the involvement of male. So there is no pollination. If pollination is not taking place, there won't be double fertilization. Fertilization will not take place. And if fertilization is not taking place, how the seed is going to form? Seed will also not produce, right? Okay, so you can see the picture over here. This is a picture showing you a watermelon. If you cut open the watermelon, you can see a lot of seeds inside, right? But there are fruits which may be produced without involvement of male, without pollination or without fertilization. The fruits which will be produced are seedless fruit. Seeds will be the ultimate result of pollination or fertilization. Here what is happening? Seeds are not forming, but fruit is formed. So seedless fruits are also referred as parthenocarpic fruits. Remember this thing, okay? Seedless fruits are also referred as parthenocarpic fruits. Okay. Now parthenocarpy is occurring naturally. In some plants it can occur naturally, maybe because some hormonal changes taking place in the plant body, and that may result into formation of the fruit. Okay. Since hormonal changes have taken place, there won't be any pollination, there won't be fertilization, so seed won't be produced. Okay. But there are some commercial breeders who can produce this parthenocarpic fruits, okay, without seeds. So this will be you will be very happy to eat this type of watermelon because there are no seeds. You can just eat it like that, right? So this type of fruits are also produced now by commercial breeders by using a technique called as induced parthenocarpy, meaning artificial parthenocarpy. You are purposely producing the parthenocarpic fruits. Now how? There are different techniques for that. A typical technique I would like to tell you all by injecting the floral parts by some hormones, okay, like gibberellins, cytokinins. So this will be growth promoting hormones, and because of that the fruit will be forming, okay, so without fertilization. So remember, parthenocarpy is a mode of asexual reproduction wherein fruit will be formed but seeds will not be present, okay. So seedless fruits are referred as parthenocarpy. Okay, so this is about the fruit formation. With this, actually I am finishing the 4 events of post fertilization. The first was endosperm formation, second embryo formation, third ovule was transformed into seed, so seed formation, and the fourth one was fruit formation. In that fruit formation, I told you one topic or one phenomenon, okay, which is a kind of asexual reproduction, that is parthenocarpic fruits, seedless fruit. Okay, one more, this is the example of watermelon. I forgot to tell you, most of the times you eat banana, right? Banana doesn't have seeds inside. Okay, some may have. Okay, most of the bananas what you eat doesn't have seeds, meaning banana is produced from parthenocarpy. So this is in banana we can say they are producing natural, this is or we can say natural parthenocarpy process is taking place in the banana. Now you will be wondering, if banana is not producing seed, then how plant is going to develop in the future generation, how plant is going to give the future generations. If you remember, I told you there's one more type of reproduction in case of these plants, like vegetative propagation. Okay, so banana plant can reproduce through vegetative reproduction. That is, if you remember, there are underground parts of the plant, banana plant, that can give rise to new plant. Okay, so no need of seed formation over here. Seed normally is used for the agricultural purpose, so seed can be dispersed and seed, you can use the seed, you can grow new particular plant from that seed germination. Here no need of forming that, because banana plant itself can show vegetative propagation. So banana normally can be produced by naturally parthenocarpy process is going on in the banana plant. Okay, this is all about the parthenocarpy. In the next video, I'm going to tell you some new modes of reproduction. Okay, so if you have not understood anything, you can just type a question in the comment section. I will answer it. Okay, thank you everyone.